As the BBCA have very kindly given me the chance to open the conference, let me kick off those discussions now by sharing our perspective from the Treasury, indeed from the government as a whole. Because I think the task before us now is clear. It's our job to weigh up what the very best deal for this country would be, and I mean best across the UK and across industries, and then negotiate tooth and nail to get it. And we wouldn't be doing our job right if we didn't take this preparation stage very seriously, because we can only make Brexit a real success by doing a thorough job of laying the groundwork ahead of triggering Article 50 by the end of March next year at the latest. And that's very much why I wanted to come here and talk to you today, because your industry is of huge importance to the continued success and growth of our economy. As Tim has touched upon, I've worked with private equity funds and venture capital groups for a long time now, not just when I was a Treasury Minister, and specifically the Tax Minister over the last 6 years, working to deliver a tax system that was both fair and encouraged investment and entrepreneurship, but in my previous life too. I was a regulatory lawyer, and most of my clients came from this sector. So I understand the work you do, and I also understand just how valuable that work is to this country. Because your job is all about working with our businesses, both large and small, and investing in their future. Last year, for example, funds in Britain backed hundreds of our businesses to the tune of over £10 billion. That's a quarter of all the private equity investment made into Europe as a whole, made right here in the UK. And that's obviously great news for our economy. It means more jobs, more tax revenues, more wealth created, all of which goes to provide the foundations for us to establish a better society for everyone. But I don't just want to speak about our withdrawal from the EU today, because this is a time for change. But from our perspective, it is also a time for continuity. We've said all along that we want to make Britain one of the best places in the world to do business. And Brexit doesn't alter our determination to get on with making that happen. The same things that have always helped our businesses before still apply just as much as today. Whether that's making sure that they can rely on the right infrastructure and transport links, or making sure that we have a skilled workforce, a competitive tax system, a culture of research and innovation, and sensible regulation. Lastly, I just want to highlight how important it is that we continue to invest in the future in terms of science and innovation. That's something this industry really understands. In fact, over a third of Europe's most valuable technology firms were all founded in the United Kingdom and helped to grow by the venture capital industry. Well, we really share that belief in investing in tomorrow's technologies. Over the centuries, the UK has built a really strong track record of leading the way with big technological developments, and we want to keep that tradition going. Because throughout history, it has been advances in technology which have so often paved the way forward to the biggest periods of economic growth. And that's why, in a time of cutbacks, we've still decided to protect science funding in real terms, as well as committing to almost £7 billion of science infrastructure up to 2021.